Hello and welcome back to Himatsubushi. Last time we finally got some information, mainly just talking about a recent meeting the village had, the village council, and we got some information, pretty much hard confirming the kidnapping stuff. Though I guess you could say it was already confirmed from since we knew that it's been mentioned in Anatakashi or Watanashi, I forgot which one. But you never know, just because it was mentioned it doesn't mean that it's exactly as they say, but this pretty much confirms that it was the Sonozaki group involved. It does basically say that the whole defense force wasn't aware, like the rest of them, and the Sonozaki's kind of acted independently, or at least the Yakuza side, but yeah, okay, so they kidnapped the grandchild, even though again it was already pretty likely. Nothing up, just I did say if you don't watch my other stuff then it doesn't really matter, but I am taking at least a week or two break from most recording. It won't affect you if you are a Higurashi viewer, since I will still be putting up the 3 episodes, but everything other than that, except maybe the movie review, since I am watching a lot of stuff anyways, so it's not really too much of a pain to do. But yeah, basically the horror games will be off just for a week or two, just because I am a little tired of recording every day. And we've been recording like for a full 7 days for like the past 2-3 months. That's pretty impressive, even in our prime. When we had 2 visual novels running, I believe we only did 5 days a week, but I could be wrong. It's been a while, but basically, if you're just here for the Higurashi, which the majority of the people are, it will not affect you. And naturally, I won't be adding more, even if I'm removing some videos from the schedule, because that would be against the point. But let's get into this. I'm excited to see how this will. Sorry, I was getting my water. I'm excited to see how this plays out. We'll probably finish the chapter, finish the meeting. I did kind of want to see Mini Mion interacting more with Mini Rika, because he didn't really talk or anything. I thought that would have been kind of cute, but maybe it'll happen in the future. Alright, let's continue on here. Or, yeah, it could be a different group that's not the Yakuza, but it doesn't really. I'm like 90% sure. They could have gotten aid from somebody else too, but yeah, the main people who kidnapped them are the Yakuza group.
当主であるお寮がこれほどまではっきりと誘拐した孫の処遇について指示を出しているのに。兄さん、これはね。
Oh, sorry.
そのザキ家のいつものことなんだよ。いつものこと？それはどういう意味です？
Let's say there was a particular problem, one that wasn't exactly favorable for the Sonozaki family. If Oryu shows concern over that particular problem, hearing that somebody who attended the family council would be helpful. As a result, Oryu's wish would be granted. However, neither Oryu or anybody else would know who actually did it. With this kind of clever little ploy, the Sonozaki family was able to manipulate events even though they had their hands laid out on the table. But still, in proxy, that would mean the Sonozakis are doing it. That's what I kind of meant, because I do think it was the Yakuza subgroup.
では、 親族会議に出席していた誰かが犯人という
Yeah, it
こと
might
です
not
か。
be Oryu herself.
あるいはそもそも犯人なんかいない可能性だってあるよな。俺自身その万座の一同の中に誘拐犯がいるって確信を持ってるわけじゃない。
I mean, we know from the hints. Why I think it's pretty certain is they mentioned like the main family in the hints, which is pointing to the Sonozakis, and you could say that's obvious, but there's not really any other group that that I can think of. Like, again, maybe the outsider group, but that's not even an official named group. That's just a speculation I've been carrying for a while, so I think that's pretty safe to say for us that it's the Sonozakis.
ただ自分の意見を述べただけさ。
It was an odd and unpleasantly secretive way of doing things. Were they involved or weren't they? I couldn't see beyond the veil. This much, however, I could say with certainty. This kidnapping was an ironclad secret. No matter how high a position somebody was in, even they wouldn't know about it. It's getting kind of chilly. Close the window. Okay. If there's somebody who would know about it, they would be connected to public safety. In other words, one of us. The only other options were the people connected to the case itself, including the minister there would be people affected by the incident, or the people that committed it. In any case, there is no way an old household in a place removed from Tokyo by over 6 hours of the highway travel should know about it. Them knowing at all it was already strange. My suspicions began to accumulate, like falling snow. Well, good. I
孫
agree.
の誘拐についてお涼が述べたのはここまでだ。あんたの知りたかったことが含まれてりゃいいんだがな。あとは兄ちゃんの仕事だな。
That's all you're giving us?
何のお仕事やってるか知らんけど、その崎家を相手にするなら相当の覚
I
悟
thought there would be a little bit more. I don't know how much we paid him, but it was a big wad of cash. But I guess this is pretty good. I mean, since we already knew some of the information, but for Akasaka, it might be enough for him to call in for backup. I mean, I guess they're low on manpower, so maybe not, but it's pretty, it's pretty suspicious that they even know about this top secret incident anyways, so I would call it in. But I'm not a cop.
大石の旦那は怖いもの知らずだけどな。あれでも2、3回は襲われてる。最近は来てないけど、一時はオフの時も防塵ベストを着込んでたんだよ。
Also, sorry for drinking water near the mic. I always try to do it away, but I always forget, so sorry you get random gulps in there. It's pretty sensitive, I guess.
忠告ありがとうございます。
標準語が流暢だよな。兄さんは東京とかの人？
え？それが何か？
Investigators were always close to danger. It was best not to divulge any information on myself.
兄さんのお仕事だけどさ、ひょっとして警視庁の公安部の人ってことある？
I couldn't remain silent here. It would be the same as admitting it.
まさか。
Plain dumb. I see.
こっから旦那からもらった金の範囲には入らないんだが、兄さんとは今日宅を囲んだ仲間だからな。
Ooh, we got a freebie.
サービスってことで話して。
Yo, he even used the word freebie. We're on the same wavelength, Sato.
お涼から誘拐の話が出た後、もう一つ話題が出たんだ。
Another topic that Oryu brought up. And right before he told me this, Sato-san asked if I was from the Metropolitan Public Safety Division. In other words, What those two things meant caused a chill to run up my spine.
そんでな、大臣の孫さらったのを調べるために東京からはるばる公安の捜査官が派遣されてくるっちゅう話だ。
公安の捜査官。
大臣の孫の誘拐な、うかつにゃ大ごとにできゃんってことで。
Is this our tour guide? He had a name, but maybe I forgot it already. Kind of sounds like him though, but I might just be mistaking him for any old person.
警視庁の公安部が独自で調べとるっちゅう話だ。は、大行なこったの。どうした？
Rita, who had been drawing the entire time and was completely uninterested in the conversation up until now, looked at Oryu with an interested face as soon as the topic of public safety came up.
警視庁が来たのですか？
リカちゃまは警視庁も知ってなさるんかい。えらいの。
誰が来たのですか？
公安のどんなやつが来よったんか。誰ぞわかるやつはおらんかいな。
Sorry, I'm forgetting what day this is. And to be fair, the episode before this hasn't been uploaded yet. But how recent is this? I thought this was like a couple days before. Though, I mean, never mind. If this is only like, what, 2 days after the kidnapping? Maybe 3, so it was pretty recent. So is this like... There's no way this is like right before. Because we just because it was today where we visited Hinamizawa, right? So it might be like the day before, at most. Mion's father raised his hand slightly.
新米の若造が一人と聞き及んだんです。
Okay. It's a weird way to say it.
ほかほかなのですか？
I don't know what's up with this art and weird sayings. Even through the Mahjong game. I don't know, maybe it's just my mind at this point.
ええ、はい。新米とか。
Mion's father smiled wryly as he answered Rita's question.
ほかほかのふかふか？
ええ。
ほかほかのふかふか？
It sounds adorable, though. Rita smiled with interest. I mean, earnest. Why did Rita suddenly act interested only when it came to this topic? That was a question that apparently nobody had the answer to.
リカちゃまはその男のこと何か知っているのかな？
Serious, Rita.
知んないのですよ。
And I'm definitely thinking this was, well, it can't, I don't know, I'm confused. I think it was said like 2 or 3 days ago, so a little before yesterday, where we kind of toured around with Oishi. After her rather flat reply, Rika buried herself underneath Oryu's futon again. But when she buried herself there, Rika no longer started drawing again. Instead, she was making an expression like she was in deep contemplation.
どうしますか、お母さん。
Mion's father posed the question. He had the type of uncouth expression on his face indicating that, given the order, he could snuff the problem out at any time.
はるばるひなみざまで来よった。しばらくはのんびりさせてやるのもよかろう。
泳がせろということでしょうか。
Mion's father asked in response. Oryu smiled thinly as she responded.
ほっといたれな。が、あんまりおいたが過ぎるようやった。そん時は遠慮せんとな。
Well, luckily, since this is a flashback, we do know that at least our boy survives this time period. But I mean, technically, if we do go back into the future where he meets older Oishi, then who knows? It would be kind of sad if he died though from that. After surviving whatever's gonna happen, because I feel like something crazy is gonna happen in this village.
なめられるのはすっきゃせんね。
Please
no finger torture.
な
Not
ん
the
て話があっ
nails.
たそうだ。まさかあんたその警視庁の新米じゃないよな。
So this is interesting. This means that our old tour guide could have known who we were, but like just let us be. And Rita could have known that we were from the police department. And I guess this might be enough for Akasaka to hypothesize that maybe the spooky Rita stuff, maybe she knew. Actually, would that make sense? I forgot what she said. We knew the name. She said go back to Tokyo, right? So you can kind of logic it out that Rita was able to pull off that spooky stunt because she knew about the inspector coming into town. So there you go, logic answer for that.
まさか。
The sensation of cold, bristling fear began to crawl its way up my back. This family council took place last night. Last night, there we go, answer. So this was the day where Akasaka and Oishi took a tour around town in a car. In other words, yesterday. Then today, I went dressed up as a tourist headed towards Hinamizawa. My cover was already blown? Possibly. When I remembered the first person I met when I got to the bus stop, I couldn't breathe. The person at the family council who expressed interest in the man being dispatched from the Metropolitan Police, Rika Furude. Then the person who was waiting for me the whole time in the bus shelter, Rika Furude. It was an unthinkable image. Well, that might explain why she was waiting. She didn't just fall asleep there. Maybe she was actually waiting for the police person to come. No, it was a delusion. When we met at the bus shelter, did Rika-chan already know my true identity? Did she know that I was Akasaka, dispatched from the Metropolitan Police Department, and come to meet me? Then, including Mayor Kimiyoshi, every villager I met, everybody knew, but just pretended not to? Because Oryu had given instructions not to interfere. Well, that's pretty lucky. If she went for capture or torture, we probably wouldn't be safe, especially if we were like right at their base of operations. Thinking about it logically, it didn't seem possible. I mean, then again, maybe they didn't know. But I think Rita might have known out of all the people. But again, I don't really get this this sly Rita. For me, it seems more from the interaction from the flashback. It seemed more like Rita's just the innocent person, but she knows more than she's supposed to, and that's why she went quiet, because she literally didn't know why she had an interest in them, why she knew about the police department. Maybe it's something like that. I met quite a number of people. If there's people that are good at acting, then there's people who are bad at hiding things. If there was that many people, then there should have been somebody among them who knew I was from the public safety and couldn't hide their hostility. However, I didn't feel any presence like that. But then, even still, why did Oryu tell them to leave me alone? Was it because they were careless about it? It would only raise more suspicion if they were careless. Or was it because they believed a rookie like me wouldn't be able to find anything? Look at that smile. Akasaka is a coward. I recalled that strange voice which could only make me believe that Rika-chan had been possessed. That unknown entity, no matter how you looked at it, knew my true identity from the get-go. And then, how did it warn me again? That's right, it warned me to hurry up and go back to Tokyo. Instead of the realistic worry that the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance had discovered my identity, the absurd worry brought on by the unknown girl stuck with me more. What exactly was that girl? When was the thing I would eventually regret? That mysterious girl, Rika Furude. Let's stop this. Everything I was thinking of right now was merely conjecture. I mean, I think you're on to something. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'll report everything I heard right now to HQ and await further orders. There's no mistake that the possibility the Onigafuchi Defense Alliance were related to this case was there. And the fact that my cover was blown meant I was in a precarious position. But as everybody at HQ was already extremely busy, they might not be able to spare the support. I mean, I think they should at least switch us out if our cover's been broken. Maybe. I guess technically our cover isn't completely broken. We don't know if they actually identified Atasaka yet.
よければ好きなところまで送るよ。
すみません。では、お会いした元の駅までお願いします。
A rural road where even a streetlight was rare. I couldn't see anything. I wasn't aware of anything but the asphalt that was lit up by the headlights. Outside of that light was simply darkness? Or was there something lurking there, waiting to strike? I had to think. I drew the short straw here. I wanted to go back to Tokyo. For some reason, the voice of the girl warning me to go back to Tokyo still lingered in my head. That's a chapter end, isn't it? Feels like it. Yeah. Okay. We didn't get the interaction with Mini Mion and Mini Rika. It's alright. It's still possible in the future. How many hints do we have this time? 3 again? So it is going into 3s. So there's like one about the grandchild, one weird thing. And then the last, I forgot what the last one was. But it's alright. See, this is a weird one. This is... Oh yeah, the last one's like village stuff. Because that was Mini Mion and Oryu talking. With Irie, actually. So let's start with the first one. This will probably take like 15-20 minutes then. Anyways.
昨日銀座の料亭でお会いしてね。そういう話が出たんだよ。
別室の謁見でしょう。連中、公安に干渉しすぎですよ。あまり迎合すると悪い洗礼を残しますね。
犬飼大臣は公安の動きに不快感をあらわにしているらしい。多分月曜の協議で次官からその旨の話が出るんじゃないかと思う。参ったな。
次官へは局長級に話つけてもらうしかないですよ。給料を多くもらってる人の当然の仕事ってことで。
まあそうなると局長からは絶対に大臣脅迫の物証を求められるよ
な。あの人たまにどっちの味方か分かんなくなりますね。うちらの味方しなくてどうすんのっての。
まあ多分大臣を経由しての圧力だと思ってるけどね。俺が時間室で油汗かいて時間稼ぐ間に調査進めてもらうしかないよな。
So the minister himself doesn't want them snooping around the investigation, from what I gathered. Maybe because it might be, if they do get caught, then maybe it endangers the grandson's life, and maybe he just wants to go through with whatever the ransom is.
全身の汗絞られて絞りかすになっちゃうかもしれないけどな。でどうなの？調査の進行は。
期待してた濃厚なラインがことごとく外れて正直途方に暮れてます。
最近の大臣発言をまとめるとひなみ沢ダムの計画の話が目立つっていう報告を聞いたけど、それ
目立つっていうか 本当に微細な程度の違和感ですね。
I'm sorry, Chief, for cutting you off.
たまたま県議連でのスピーチだったから時事ネタを話しただけかもしれないし。
確か地元団体が過激に抵抗してるってやつだっけ？鬼ヶ淵死守同盟。確か赤坂君に調べてもらってたよね。
僕は連中には今回の事件は起こせないと踏んでいます。ですが疑わしいところのほとんどが真っ白な以上、疑いの枠から外すわけにはいかないかもですね。赤坂君からは
I
その
caught
可
him
能
off
性は否定でき
again.
ないとの軽い報告は受けています。
Twitchy finger.
なら調べてみる価値はあるんじゃないの？しらみつぶしなんだから、残る疑わしい団体がそこ一つならやるしかないでしょ。
まあ調べる団体はそこだけじゃないんですがね。鬼ヶ淵と同じ程度のレベルで疑わしい団体になるともう相当の数になりますよ。
Made sense. Hopefully I think that it's worth sending like one other person after the report comes in tomorrow.
人手も時間も残業代も全然足りません。
赤坂君からさ、もうちょっと詳しく聞いてみてよ。俺はちょっと要注意に感じるけどな、その死守同盟。
Chief has the right idea.
彼、村人とうまく接触できたって連絡してきました。現地の警察とも連携できてるみたいですね。
赤坂君との連絡密にしてください。それで彼からの情報が引っかかるようであれば、
Thank
増
you.
援を送ることもある
Alright,
とい
so
うこと
we
で。
might actually get some reinforcements. I was thinking they would turn him down, but this might be good.
わかりました。あ、すいません、片岡市長。局長からお電話です。こっちに回しますか？
ああ、いい、そっち行きます。もしもし。
Okay, so that's again. I guess it doesn't have to direct. It is about the kidnapping, but this time we didn't get the kidnapper's view. It was what's happening in Tokyo. But it looks like the chief is very supportive of Akasaka's investigation, so that's a good sign. We might have some boys coming in for backup. But let's check out the cryptic weird stuff now. Yay. What's in the box? Do you believe that there are choices in life? There are many people who lament the following. If there only existed points in life where there were clear choices to make, we would be able to scrutinize those carefully and make decisions that would lead us to a better future. Every time I hear people lament as such, I cast it off as rather trivial worry. Even if you were given a clear choice, it wouldn't be meaningful at all, and there wouldn't be any such path to a better future. Is this hard to understand? Then let's pretend that in front of you there are two strange boxes. In other words, you have two clear choices. Do you want to open the red box or the blue box? A lot of things would be uncertain even with that choice, wouldn't they? If you don't have the option of opening neither, then your choice boils down to the natural impulse of opening the box that holds the better result for you. Then, after examining the shape and features of each, and pondering a great many things, you'd have to pick either red or blue. If this was you, which box would you open? Red or blue? If you were to go by their traditional meanings, then red would be dangerous, would be a dangerous, threatening color. However, that doesn't automatically mean that it would be calm and relaxing inside the blue box either. In fact, it might even be that the colors are a trap, making you wary of the red box, and you have to open the blue. A trap? Could it be that the contents of the box aren't a reward, but rather a penalty? See, now you're at a loss. You're so conflicted over the choice between red and blue that you've started wishing there was an option to open neither and just leave. But there isn't. You have to open either the red box or the blue box. Oh, I forgot to say this, but if you choose one box, the other will disappear. So you'll never know the contents of the bots you don't open. I'll just put that rule at the end for you. Now, why don't you choose? The red bots or the blue bots? It's alright, you won't lose anything by picking either one. Come on now. Oh, we have to choose? Okay. Let's go red. Why not? I mean, I guess we could technically read the hint again, but that's probably cheating, so I won't. Have you thought about it? And then you chose this color, didn't you? As soon as you chose, the other bots disappeared, so it looks like it doesn't even matter by the phrasing. So you can give up on the contents of that one, okay? That's the rule. Now open up the bots you chose. Inside the bots there was a piece of caramel. I know you're a little disappointed. Well, that's only natural. No matter how you look at it, it looks like you drew the dud. The correct bots might have had a bar of chocolate in it for all you know. No, in fact, something incredible like a pair of tickets to Hawaii might have been in there. But even if you wanted to verify that, the other bots has already disappeared. There's no way you can check now. But if you think about it from an optimistic point of view, just maybe, the other box was empty and this box was the winner. And being satisfied, or perhaps not, with such a cheap prize, you pop it into your mouth and start chewing happily. So, what do you think in the end? If you were given a second chance, would you try to open the other bots? But unfortunately, the chance to choose between the red bots or the blue bots has come and gone, never to be seen again. The chance to change your selection will never come. Don't your parents often say, every choice you make in life only happens once, so choose carefully? Hee hee hee. See? Choices aren't that great after all. Aren't you a little disillusioned now? Ah ha ha ha. Okay, so we should probably talk about that one. So it's definitely, I still think it's Rika. I mean, I kind of at the idea that it was Keiichi, but I mean, I was gonna say that maybe it's Rita's diary, because it seems like how formal it sounds. It sounds kind of weird, like someone actually saying that, like really explanatory. Is that the word? So I thought it might be a diary, and it still might be, but the fact that we had interaction makes it seem more like the person's just talking to you, like the actual reader itself. Which, you know, I can go into that, what that means, but I already kind of have an idea of what that could be. But the general message was, in life you have choices, and some people wish that the choices were more clear-cut, and you can examine them more, and maybe that would be better. And then I guess whoever's talking in this said, sure, but does it really matter, because you won't know what happened in the other choice anyways, and you can never really check. You can like think about it, but you'll never actually know unless you do it, so why does it matter? And isn't it better just to not have a choice and follow a script? I was gonna say that, because that very much relates to my Totoro stuff, where I introduced, well, I guess it is, I mean, I guess it is an introduction that that the people are following a script in the series, and whenever the spooky mode happens is when someone actually breaks from the script. And I use that to explain a lot of the things, like why people saw Keiichi at the Higurashi festival when we knew he was actually out beating Satoko's uncle to death. Like maybe he wasn't actually there, but people thought he was there because it was part of the script, so they automatically acted as he was there, like he was there. So that's the idea of that. So that actually kind of supports my script idea, so I'm kind of happy with that. I'll take it. And of course it also supports the meta idea. Just how it feels like. Again, it could be a diary because of how formal it is, but it also felt like they were talking to your face, especially when they actually gave you a choice. So, yep, let's see what's. So, this is just stuff in the village, I think. Actually, let me take a peek at all the tips. So, never mind. It doesn't matter. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just go. A glint of the demon's eye or something.
はい。それでお通夜が明日の午後6時からになりまして、告別式があさってのお昼12時から13時までになりまして、会場は沖宮セレモニーホールになります。
So someone's dead.
か池澤助役のお孫さんの葬式じゃ、何にも挨拶なしってわけにもいかんね。
I believe the wake is when you visit the body before the funeral. At like a couple days, or it might be a day before.
みよ、代わりに出てえな。
More mini Mion is always good to me.
了解。喪服で行く？
Yeah, I was trying to say maybe we need some more formal clothes than that.
香典はいくらくらい？
学校の服でえんね。前のボタンちゃんと止めてくんねよ。
I do want to see Mini Mion's school uniform. I don't know if they'll actually show it, but it's probably too adorable to handle.
香典は5万。10万包んだりな。世話になったかんな。
It's a lot of money. Kind of. It's like what, 10,000? Or if you did it to an equal ratio, I'm sure it's a bit more than that in Canadian at least. Probably closer to like 15,000, but or maybe not that much. We're not that. Our dollar's not that bad. Maybe like 13,000. Mion quietly whistled in awe at the exorbitant amount of money her grandmother was offering.
池澤さんはな、沖宮の事務所長だった頃からしっかりした人だったんで、役人は挨拶って言っても絶対に玄関までしか来ん。でもな、池澤さんはわしがお茶を勧めるといっつも上がってくれて、ちゃんと話を聞いてくれた。人の話を最後まで聞く、本当に鏡みたいな人だったんね。
The two guests made a show of nodding, making it clear they were paying attention as Oryu reminisced. The sight of them trying not to get on Oryu's bad side was humorous enough to elicit laughter from Mion occasionally.
で、池澤助役のお孫さんはいくつで亡くなったんね。
11歳だそうで。
It's really young. Oryu closed her eyes and shook her head lightly, lamenting the loss of such a young life.
確か孫は一人だ言うてんな。
Wait, sorry.
かわいそうにな。
Okay, never mind. I was getting a little confused.
親より先に死ぬほどの親不幸はあるめな。
ばっちゃんも他人には優しいね。私やシオンが死んだら同じように悲しんでくれる？
アホ抜かすんでね。演技でもねすったなんとしゃらあったく。
Having got the reaction she expected, Mion cackled. I was about to say, she's trying to say, of course, but she kind of didn't. So, that's interesting. The two guests, unsure if they were supposed to laugh along, instead forced awkward smiles.
それでは本日は失礼いたします。では明日の夕方5時にお迎えに参りますんで、よろしくお願いいたします。 ではごめんくださいませ。
Bye bye. After bowing their heads repeatedly, the guests left by the front door. Mion saw them off, waving her little hand goodbye.
帰ったよ。お役人もバッチャのご機嫌伺いに大変だね。不法なんか電話でいいと思うのにね。
Well, it was true that Oryu Sonozaki was a central person for both her relatives and the residents of Hinamizawa village as a whole. As a voting bloc, they numbered in the several thousands. It wasn't hard to imagine the mayor would try to pander to her. Unlike Mion, however, Oryu was looking up longingly at the sky from the veranda.
どうしたの？猛録した？
So it's a little creepy how Mion's just joking around. You can say it's just because she's a kid and she doesn't understand death and stuff, but I have a feeling that that's not true. And again, I did express the idea that she might be at least witnessing the torture stuff at an early age. So I think she might be a little desensitized already, which is kind of insane. But Oreo might be in the feels a little bit.
誰のお孫さんであろうと
Yeah.
気の毒だのう思ったんよ。
Saying that, she let out a deep sigh. Mion was let down, as normally her grandmother would have scolded her for her attitude.
みよ、俺例の大臣の孫さらわれてからどのくらいになる？
4日かな。
Oryu let out another deep sigh.
旧敵の孫とはいえ気の毒だな。
そう。
十分気はせいたんろ。そろそろ終わりにしちゃれな。
The playful expression drained from Mion's face, leaving behind a stern one. And then, as if to ascertain Oryu's will, looked into her eyes. Oryu, expressing her intention with only those eyes, looked back into Mion's.
お茶が欲しんで頼んでな。さっきのチョコレートも食べといね。
Mion gave a small nod, then turned around.
シミコさん、いますか？抹茶に紅茶入れてあげてください。
From far away, a voice responded in the affirmative. Mion, after confirming she'd been heard, picked up the phone and began dialing.
あ、もしもし、ミオンだけど。うん。うちのお父さん、います。
Well, there we go. That's confirmation that the Yakuza did it, which was pretty obvious, but just in case. That's interesting. I don't know. It brings some stuff into Mion's character. Again, more emotional problems. So it kind of brings the question of how like desensitized was Mion, and like, did she actually like in watching Higurashi, was she actually like super sad and frustrated about Keiichi, or was it just an act where she went wild? Or did she actually really like Keiichi, and for that reason that she wasn't getting the emotional response she wanted from Keiichi, is that why she snapped? I don't know, a lot of interesting things. I honestly had the vibe that Mion would have, it looked like Mion wasn't agreeing with Oryu for like the first time, which is like interesting and maybe shows that maybe why Mion killed Oryu in the future, because she eventually didn't want to follow her orders, even though she seems so willing right now. So interesting chapter. We wrapped it up. the big thing is Akasaka's cover is kind of blown. Maybe they don't know he's the informant, but they do know, or detective, but they do know that there's a detective. So hopefully we'll get some backup. But it also sounds that Oryu's planning on releasing the child anyways, so maybe we won't need the backup. But I'm sure there's probably a bit more to the story yet. I don't know, I feel like something just crazy spooky is gonna happen to Akasaka before we finish the flashback, so yeah, we'll see next time. Just a reminder, even though I'm taking a break, this will be uploaded normally, so this is Friday's episode, so should see you Monday if you're watching it as it is uploaded. Okay, bye for now. Let's see if my boy Akasaka will survive, or at least will not be spooked too hard next time.